Welcome to the MilkBar. Welcome to the MilkBar. Welcome to the MilkBar. Welcome to the MilkBar. Welcome to the MilkBar.
Welcome along to episode 669 of the MilkBar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. And coming up on the show this week, a number of interviews I've collected over the last few days, because as it's Easter weekend, I've taken a couple of days off. So on the way, Tommy Walsh will be having a bit of a natter, all about the importance of the air that we breathe around us, particularly when you're doing your DIY projects, whether it be indoors, outdoors, or wherever. We need to make sure we're thinking about what particulates could be in the air. On top of that, Brownhill's Musical Theatre Company have their production of Kinky Boots on the way at the Lichfield Garrick coming up in May. I nipped along to one of their rehearsals, had a chat with them and the man behind the musical, the real Charlie Price. His name is Steve Pateman, so you can find out what happened when we had a catch-up then. Plus, on top of that, we'll also be hearing from the wonderful Ian Prowse. He is playing at the Newhampton Arts Centre on the 23rd of April, and it will be an amazing gig. That's all coming up on the show this week. Ian Prowse will be making, I think, a triumphant return to Wolverhampton when he appears at the Newhampton Arts Centre on the 23rd of April. It's a Saturday night, and you will absolutely adore his show. He's here now to tell me what to expect on the night. Hello, sir.
Hiya, mate. A Saturday night in Wolvo. What else can you ask for?
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing in Wolverhampton for 30 years now, so I've got a lot of friends there that I've, met down the years. And I always have a fabulous night. I don't know if it's because of those early Pele gigs, which were crazy Pele gigs in the Wolverhampton Polytechnic, or our connection with the Wonder stuff, or just that all the people in that neck of the woods, they seem to know their musical onions.
Well, it is proper music you perform, and my education, as I've said before, about your music came when I was at university in your native Liverpool. So it's kind of a cultural exchange program, isn't it, with the two of us?
I was. You were there at the height, weren't you, in 1992, the height of Pele?
Absolutely. And listening on to Radio City and hearing Fair Blows the Wind for France and some of the tracks off Fireworks being played by the gang, well worth a listen. And I mean, you've brought with you that music through your career and sort of added to the catalogue to the point at which I think you could play about a 93-hour set now, couldn't you?
Well, for me, the most important thing, Jace, and the thing that I care about most is to be an artistic going concern. So when you come and see us, you will get all your Pele favourites, you'll get all of your Amsterdam favourites, but it's important for me that the songs that I release now are as good as, if not better than what we did then. So this new record, One Hand on the Starry Plough, the whole aim of it was to add to what we'd done and not just rest on our laurels, because there's so many other musicians and songwriters that they wrote their best stuff 30 odd years ago, and it's as if they're not bothered now. But I'm more bothered now than I ever was. So that's important to me, to be a going concern, artistically speaking.
Absolutely, and the music itself, I think it speaks to people. You've been talking to people across the UK for what, as you said, 30 years. And that's the exciting bit, is you still got something to say as well. Yeah,
the sort of songs that I write are supposed to be, dialogues between me and them about how our lives are going on, what our struggles are, what our little victories are, and especially in the past, couple of years with the world being turned upside down with the pandemic, as the new album reflects some of that. But it's underpinned always with my music with a sense of hope. It is not miserablest music. It might be sometimes hard hitting with the facts and the figures of what we all have to suffer and endure, but it's always shot through with some hope, because I'm kind of optimistic person, really, and I think that we can, with each other's help, and that's the key thing, with communal help, we can get through just about anything.
Yeah, and the current political climate being part of that.
No comment, mate.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But music is the heart and soul of us as human beings, isn't it? And again, something I think you do reflect so well.
Well, that's a bit. If you come and watch us play, you'll get a bit of rabble rousing. you'll get a few tears, you know. There'll be joy, there'll be fun, there'll be a bit of daftness, there'll be a bit of the whole human experience packed into the one night, you know. It's sort of, that's what music is for me, you know. And music has the power to be a lifesaver. Music has the power to just prop us up when we're right at the bottom, and it also has the power to just be there for a good night out if you want to, you know, have a few drinks and let your hair down, get away from all the stress of you know, not paying your COVID fines
and the like. But there we go. So I mean, when it comes to it, Newhampton is an amazing venue. But is it one you've played before?
No, I was hoping you would tell me what it was like.
It's actually really nice. Yeah. Well, you've got a radio station just next door, and so that's a good start. We're based down at Newhampton at the moment, and you've got a fantastic hall there and a great sound system, and it's, you know, just in the heart of Wick Marines. And a fantastic place to play. And I think you've got to tick off all the boxes of all the venues. We need you at the Grand at some point, but Newhampton will do it for now.
Yeah. Well, I played there, I think, with the Wonder Stuff once a few years ago. I played everywhere in Wolves, you know, the Little Civic and the Slade Rooms and the Wolfram and the Polly and all the old places we did down the years. And it's absolutely lovely to be asked to play at this place because I've heard a lot of good stories about it. Yeah, so we're gonna try and remove its roof on that night.
Well, it is an amazing venue. It is the 23rd of April. Ian Prowse and Pele Amsterdam's back catalogue. And what's the full title of the current lineup? How do you bill it?
Well, it's Ian Prowse and Amsterdam, and the show is we play all of my songs for all of my songwriting career. Because the truth of the matter is, the Pele, Amsterdam, and albums under my own name, it's all exactly the same thing. Do you know what I mean? It's all because I wrote the songs in every single format, you know, and it's like me just driving a different car for a bit, you know, or a different coloured vehicle and thing. Because whatever, if we play Fair Blows and Win for France, I wrote that. If we play Battle, the new song, I wrote that, and everything in between. So it's just all the same thing.
Well, we'll take a listen to Battle now so people do get an idea of what they're to expect on the night. It is awesome music. I cannot rate this fella high enough. And you've sort of been part of my life musically for the last 30 years, and it's always a joy to speak to you. 01902 572 090 is a box office number, newhamptonarts.co.uk to get your tickets online. Book your tickets, go along, see this man and the music. You will adore it. Ian Prowse, thank you as ever for joining us.
Thanks, mate. Great to see you.
Justice ain't a virtue, justice ain't a headline. The kind of justice you want, you get it down to spite mines. Got a shadow on my shoulder, caught up in the crossfire. I'm wiser now, I'm older. There's vipers in the grass, boy. People want your downsides. Hatred on the corner, leading to some snipes. But nothing's gonna phase you. Been doing it a long time. The music's gonna raise you so high. We all get lonely. We all get hurt. What I've learned to tell ya, a different battle every day. 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 Life's coming at you fast, boy. Gonna hit you on the blind side. Don't be looking in the mirror. Get caught up in the meantime. Don't kill you, make you wiser. Gotta square yourself right. Talking to the big guy. We all get anxious.
What are you drinking, my friends?
Tommy Walsh, the renowned TV DIY gardening team expert, is with me now. Talk a little about air quality. Hello, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, and I've just been finding you well.
Yes, I'm very good at the moment. Thank you.
So, air quality. You're used to working outdoors where the air quality is usually fantastic, but that's not something that's the case across many a home in our area.
No, dust can be dangerous, and that's something that we should pay serious attention to. It's been analysed and discovered that silica, which can cause silicosis and also cause other serious conditions, is something that needs to be checked and the results respected. Because airborne, you have to make sure that it doesn't have free reign. There's a family company called Trolex, specialise in health and safety, and they've brought a new system out that can give you instant, like traffic lights, gives you instant indication of whether the dust that you've got around you is toxic or not. Where previously you'd have to send it off to a lab and it'd take 2 weeks to find out whether that was dangerous dust or not. Mm-hmm. Now you can find out instantly by using this system. And just around the corner, they're going to do a very small, compact system that the small builder and the DIYer will either be able to buy or to rent. And that will give you clean air.
So you can get a brilliant way of making sure the air that you breathe is safe. And obviously, we all know about the dangers of asbestos in the air. And if you're doing a small business project at home or a bit of building, or if you've got somebody coming in to do building, you'll be taking into account, hang on, is there asbestos there? But silica, what are the sources of this? Is it just the standard bricks and things around us?
The silica is in everything. You'd be surprised. It's in lots and lots of different materials. And that's the danger. We're not too sure. That's why this system could tell you if there's dangerous and toxic stuff in the dust, so you're forewarned. But it's always a very good system to put on the masks, the glasses, so it doesn't come in the eyes, and the ear defenders. Anything that keeps you away from danger. That's what's important.
Yeah, now silicosis, the disease that this dust will cause, is actually the most common occupational lung disease these days. And I mean, that in itself, it just shows that it is the next thing we need to deal with. Asbestos, it's not quite tick box done, but at least we know how to deal with that and we know what we're looking out for. And obviously there are plans in place to do that. But with silica in the air, by the sounds of things, it is something which is much less prevalent to be checked for, yet it's still causing huge problems.
Yes, well, they say actually that this could be the new asbestos. Mm-hmm. And it's as dangerous as that. And what they're really worried and concerned about, that it can mix with other materials, and they don't know what the reaction of that, and that might be affecting other organs that we've got. I mean, I've been, sort of eating dust, if you like, all my life from a young kid, when we used to make breeze blocks as a business, using spent coal with cement and water and vibrating. And so I recently had a serious operation, and it was very touch and go. I had throat cancer, and it was a viral cancer. They don't know how I contracted it, and it could more than likely was airborne. So I could have picked that up any time in the past when I've taken in some dodgy dust, and it's given me a life-threatening problem. And thankfully now I'm all in the clear at the moment. So I had a successful treatment at Bart's and the London Hospital between them, and they managed to give me another lease of life, say.
Well, that's good news at least, and I'm very pleased to know that they've been able to help you out and get you back to on the road to fitness. But I mean, we're talking here about 12,000 deaths a year from inhalation of particulates in the UK. So you're one of the lucky ones. There are people who may be having immediate problems or other long-term health issues which have come purely from the air that they breathe.
That's exactly right. So that's why this system must be taken very seriously and used broadly right across the country. And the sooner we can get the system working for everybody, because it's okay on a big site where the cost implication is not too major for making the workers on that site in much healthier conditions. Mm-hmm. Where I see a lot of the problem lies is in DIY and the small building contracts that cover about half the country's building annually. So that needs to be addressed so that everyone's working safely and that we make the environment a bit safer as well.
Yeah, because health and safety can easily get overlooked if it's only a small project. If it's a one-man band or if you're just doing some work yourself, you could easily be cutting up blocks or something and get this dust into your lungs and possibly affecting both lungs and other organs, as we say. So vitally important that this is thought of and considered. So you talked there about the Trollex Air Excess Silica monitor. Where can we go for more information?
Everything you need to know, because we all know about the danger of ladders, but this might be something far more dangerous and more toxic. But if people go on to www.trolex.com, they'll get all the information they can possibly need or want from that address.
So trolex.com, TROLEX.com, and you can find out more about the background to finding out whether these particulates are in the air and be able to monitor in real time, which is the important part.
Yeah, and how to make sure that you keep safe from them.
Got Tommy Walsh, TV star from so many shows over the years and many more to come, I trust. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Jason. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.
From the 10th through to the 14th of May at the Lichfield Garrick, Kinky Boots is going to be on stage. Brown Hills Musical Theatre are bringing it to the world, and we have 3 of their number and the man behind the musical too. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Right, so Steve Pateman, first of all, you are basically a god in the world of Kinky Boots. You helped put this story together, having lived it. So give us a bit of a background to the musical and the joy of seeing all these wonderful people performing it.
Well, obviously it all started from a television programme, which then led into the musical, which has now led into it going to amateur dramatics. So my part is I was the original real Charlie Price, the guy who it's actually based upon. So I'm coming here to see my life played out. And I'm sure these guys are going to do a fantastic job.
Absolutely. Brett, I'll let you do the introductions on who we have here, because we have the rest of the cast behind us. We won't introduce all of them just at this moment.
So
but who've we got?
Kelly Tide, director, or one part of the dream team with her husband Rich. And then we've got Patterson, who's playing Lola, and myself, Brett, playing Charlie.
So, I mean, what your thoughts so far? I mean, you've met some of the gang. It's all looking fantastic, isn't it?
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's just... Charlie's needs to have a bit of a shave.
I know.
They always pick me with a beard. I don't know why.
I apologise. It's just laziness.
No, it's great, and it's so nice to meet somebody who's going to be playing you on stage. I don't know who's more nervous, either me or Brett.
Well, this is it, because you have Charlie on a page, and then you get to meet the real thing in Steve, and it's getting the balance between the two, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. And you know what I love about coming to the rehearsals is I can tell so many little stories that have actually happened and how the bits in the film and the musical actually came about. And also a bit of background, because a lot of the characters say, you know, was my character real? How do I play him? Is is the girlfriend there? Is the wife there? All these sort of questions, which is quite good to be able to fill in the background information.
Okay, so no pressure, but tell us how it's going.
I think it's going really well. Everybody's doing a cracking job. They're working really hard, and we're nearly there, I think. Yeah.
Now, Lola is an important role in this, and as I've heard Steve saying earlier, a sort of amalgamation of different people who are involved in the process when it came to getting...
I only found out today.
Well, you know that now, so
know that.
you now get to have multiple personalities. How cool is that?
Scary.
Okay, we'll see how it works out. But, I mean, you've got a lot of challenges, and it's the walking in the high heels which proves to be interesting.
You know what? Honestly, I think I got that down. First time I did it, and I was behind everyone with, 2 months, because they couldn't find a heel that fit. But now I think I'm lasting at least an hour and 40 minutes comfortably in the heels without agony. But yeah, it's going really good.
And Brett, obviously you wear high heels a lot, so for your bit where...
No, not at all.
Okay,
it's painful. No, I'm getting used to it, slowly.
But it's exciting to be part of a show like this.
It's fantastic. It's such an uplifting show.
Yeah, feel good.
And with everything that's gone on in the last few years, it's just nice to be a part of something where people can come and leave with a big smile on their face, isn't it?
Absolutely. And directing this lot, what's that like?
I could tell you some stories.
Okay.
I really could.
Well, you two could get together with some interesting
We
stories.
can swap stories, yeah. No, they're absolute joy. I mean, rehearsals, they're good fun, they're hard work. It's a trying story to tell, as much as it is uplifting. I think it's got a really important message behind it as well. And I think that's something we're working really hard to make sure is coming through, is the storytelling with the characters, especially now knowing that it was all real life and these people were real. So we are working really hard to make sure that message comes across, but having an absolute ball doing it.
And it's quite a technical show as well, though, isn't it?
Massively, really technical. It's really, really challenging. But we've got an amazing team, because it's not just the cast who are incredible, you will find out shortly, but all of the crew that we've got. You know, we've got our stage managers, the people who are actually making all the boxes for our, to be in the factory, the shoe factory. We've got an amazing team around us. So not only will it sound fantastic, it's going to look amazing as well. It'll look just like the West End production.
Which is exactly what we expect from Brown Hills, to be fair, and we expect nothing less. I mean, guys over there, are you all looking forward to it? Oh, yeah! I think they're looking forward to it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It is the Lichfield Garrick. It's the 10th through to the 14th of May. 01543 412121 is their box office number. lichfieldgarrick.com to get your tickets. Go along, support this lot. Break a leg, not when you're wearing the boots, though. And we look forward to a brilliant production of Kinky Boots on stage. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Jason.
Thank you.
Well, that's your lot for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with episode 670 next week, and we'll be back to our usual format as well. I'll see you then. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.